This homeless encampment just across the street from the state capitol building is now the site of a triple shooting. 3 men were shot in this corner of Veterans Park around 4 o'clock this afternoon in a very busy downtown Denver. DPD said this afternoon that they're getting some conflicting reports from witnesses about who might have shot these men, so they don't have any specifics about that tonight. What has happened to this Capitol area in recent months has become a huge point of contention. We recently learned the state will have to spend $1 million just to clean up the Capitol building vandalized during protests. And this park, which is technically a state park, has had people experiencing homelessness camping out in it all summer despite a camping ban in Denver. And today, Governor Polis was asked about the plans for this area now littered with trash and drugs. He put pressure on city officials, and keep in mind, this is hours before the shooting.
They are welcome to come onto our property and remove tents. We not only welcome, I would encourage and invite anybody, if there are anybody who is squatted on state property, we encourage anybody, law enforcement agency, of course, to come remove them. I've asked the mayor and the city council, and I really want the city council to act and the mayor, but they've, I mean, you know, obviously we've been asking them for weeks.
In response, a spokesperson for the mayor told me that Mayor Hancock and Governor Polis speak weekly about the situation out in front of the Capitol building, and that, quote, it's not a simple matter of removing people, especially in the midst of a pandemic. But today's shooting of 3 men in this increasingly controversial park will only add to those calls for a cleanup here, which will in turn fan the flames of an ongoing fight over homeless rights. In Denver, I'm Ryan Harrer, 9 News.
Earlier today, the city and county granted the Colorado State Patrol more authority to enforce laws in areas surrounding the Capitol building today. That includes Veterans Park, where that shooting happened. The city of Denver CSP now has the power to enforce a number of city ordinances, including those related to vandalism, park curfews, and weapons.